It's Friday. It's Friday the 13th. It's been a long, what feels like year. I think for some of us that felt like deja vu, but I hope for most of us it felt like something we'd never seen before. Again, I've said this before, we've seen kudos from all around the country about what we have managed to accomplish here in Nashville. The coming together of the city, of the board, of the nonprofit community, but more importantly, of the citizens who realize that with children in the system, without children in the system, with no direct connection to public education at all, it's an investment that's important to all of us. And doing well and doing right by our kids finally took precedence over everything else, over personal preferences, over pockets of sentiments, of sentimentality. We came together and we stepped up and we decided this time we would do what was right for the children of Nashville, of our public school students, our public school employees, parents, the community, everyone who has come together and shown and publicly demonstrated in a myriad of ways, financially, prayerfully, by active participation and engagement, that public education matters. It is the most critical function that we have as a citizenry, as a community, to provide it at the highest quality possible, and to do that with the best leader at the helm that we could possibly find. I want to publicly thank again Jim Hughey and Associates for doing a yeoman's job in finding the best that was out there for us. You didn't make it easy at the end of the day, but you did well by us, and I appreciate that. Shannon over there that does a horrible job at hiding. Your tears, I promise you, will not go by the wayside. They were used to water good ground. And I think the seeds of that will bear great fruit for us. Mayor Berry and the mayor's office, thank you for your continued support, your public encouragement and support, and the occasional text message to make sure I didn't disappear, and showed up to continue the good fight. And to this board, you've committed an inordinate amount of time to this process, to being engaged, to participating, to having great conversation and probing questions. I hope that each candidate felt that this board was definitely committed and intent upon finding the best leader for our schools. To the community at large, you showed up, you showed out, you commented, you engaged, you participated in the processes in the myriad of ways, which were plentiful, to get feedback from you, and you spoke loud and clear. And I hope that at the end of this day, you believe that your active engagement was valuable, and that your input was definitely considered, and that this board is prepared to make a decision that we believe is the right one as we move forward. You guys know that we got it down to 3 candidates. I think that there is some sentiment amongst us that if we could find a place for all 3 of them, we definitely would. That's just how challenging the process was. Even at the level where we were with the 6, we saw people doing extraordinary things in their districts, extremely creative, extremely bold, all those things we said we were looking for. Things that were definitely out of the box. Some of the things made us scratch our heads. Some of the things got us excited and very nervous at the same time. And so I think that the final 3 saw us with a slate of people that, above everything else, could find themselves at home here in Nashville and committed to this community, prepared to be engaged with the diversity of our population, and ready to tackle the myriad of challenges and opportunities we have to see Nashville find itself as the #1 district for public education in this country. So at this time, I will entertain a motion. Ms. Hunter.
Yes, I would like to make a motion to nominate Dr. Sean Joseph as the Director of Schools, and to also consider H.A. Smith if he.
I need you to take, I need one motion.
Okay. There you go.
So would you restate your motion?
I would like to make a motion to nominate Dr. Sean Joseph as Director of Schools.
Second.
All right, we've heard the motion and the second. Is there any discussion in favor of Dr. Joseph's nomination?
I just want to say that, in my opinion, Sean Joseph stood out to me above all the other candidates. I think he set forth a very clear vision for the next steps for this district. I liked that he focused on a broad range of change levers. He talked about accountability measures and monitoring data. But at the same time, he talked a lot about improving the culture and collaboration. I think he understands the classroom and would listen to teachers. And he talked about a variety of measures that we can use to improve the schools, which is ensuring that we have safe schools, operational efficiencies, and a variety of other change levers. I loved what he said about early intervention. He said that the best way to eliminate the achievement gap is not to have one to start. So this is somebody that would, I believe, come in and offer supports for our youngest students. And the theory of change that he helped develop for his district says if we focus on data, culture, and performance with a lens on literacy, we will have outstanding achievement. And I think that is exactly where we need to go. So I think this is somebody that could unite the board. He's talking about a little bit of what each of us wants to hear, and I think he would be able to pull us together in a unified vision for Nashville schools. So I strongly support Dr. Joseph.
Ms. Pierce, anything?
Yes, I also was very impressed with Sean Joseph. I really respected the detail and thought that he had put into his entry plan of the first 100 days. I think he's got a strong track record with principal development. I really appreciated his attention to a commitment to return on investment and really examining the programs that we have in place. And, like Ms. Frog, I do believe that he will protect the classroom. And that was one of the things that I really pulled out of his plan of coherence, was that he believes in protecting that instructional core of the teacher, student, and content above all. And for every decision, he would be asking, does what we want to do affect the classroom as a driver in those decision makings? So I do have a lot of respect for Dr. Joseph. This has been really tough. I mean, I will say to Shannon Hunt and Jim Hughey, you've made it very tough. I've got two that I could be really excited about, but Dr. Joseph is one.
Mr. Pinkston?
Yeah, I thought Dr. Joseph struck in the time we spent with him kind of exactly the right balance between aspiration and specificity. He talked about, what we should aspire to be, and then he described the specific steps that he would take to get us there. I'm also excited about someone who's bringing forward a set of proven strategies to engineer large-scale improvement. What he's articulating are, in fact, the strategies that were used to make Montgomery County, Maryland, one of the highest performing school systems in the country. So being able to have someone who understands what works and someone who's prepared to execute, a proven play makes me, really optimistic. And so I also want to say thank you to Jim Hughey and to Shannon and her team at the Public Education Foundation for bringing us a very diverse slate. Hard to get to a #1, but I think that Sean Joseph feels like the right person at the right time, and he's got my confidence and support.
Ms. Shepherd?
After a week of what I felt like was a proven process, it was a very good process. We had 3 excellent candidates from which to choose. All 3 bring something different to the table, but I think at the end of the day, the person that kept going to the top of the list was Dr. Joseph. So again, to reiterate, my colleagues, thank you to Jim and Laura and to Shannon Hunt and her organization for helping us with this process and bringing us some prime, real candidates for this job. Thank you.
Ms. Kim?
Well, thanks to all the candidates. It takes so much courage to put oneself out there. And to echo my colleagues, I think we had a wonderful slate, thank you, to pick from. And it's also at the same time, and I echo everything that's been already said on the table, clear to me that Dr. Joseph is as Mr. Pinkston said, the right man for the particular challenge we have now. So I'm thrilled to be able to support his candidacy. At the same time, though, I want to echo that we did have a great slate, and I was happy to be able to struggle in this election.
Yeah, I just want to say that I've enjoyed being with you guys in an intimate way and spend a lot of hours over the last 4 days. And I learned something from every candidate that came before us last week and this week. And, you know, I don't want to speak for you guys, but that's what keeps me ticking, is when I can learn. And it makes being here fun when learning is a big part of the process. I agree that Dr. Joseph is the person for the district at this time, and I'm excited that he has come forward. He is clearly an instructional leader, and he has the expertise that our principals, I think, are yearning for. I loved his detailed entry plan. It was so specific, and I love the way he's so thoughtful as he articulated and answered the various questions that were posed, both in our interviews with him and also at the community forums. With the fact that he thinks about everything through a lens of literacy and putting kids first, is very exciting. And I believe that he will help promote the image of MNPS that we long to see in the public eye. I think not only will he bring the community together, but he'll also help to bring us together in a new way.
Yes, I agree with what has been said about Dr. Joseph. As I thought about it in making my decision, I looked at all of the categories and criteria that was set forth by the search team. And in community building, in organization, in changing the culture, in innovation, and in expertise, he fits the bill. And so I also was impressed with the theory of change model that he has and his transition implementation strategies. And so I am pleased to be a part of this process, and I do support Dr. Joseph.
Everything all of these beautiful people have said, but one of the things I would like to publicly point out to you guys is that Dr. Joseph has received an award, and it's American Educational Research Association's Outstanding Dissertation Award in the area of learning and teaching in educational leadership. And it's really difficult. Many people seek to get their dissertations and to become doctors, and they never get a dissertation through. So this man has a national award, and the thing that inspires me the most with having him here for as long as we can have him, but I believe within my heart that he can create leaders just like him throughout our school district. So I think that's a legacy. So I want someone who can create a legacy within our district, and this proves it. He came in with a plan showing what he can do as a leader, but he has a national award, and I want to see him spread that throughout our district. So if he leaves, we can live without him. So that's all.
Gee, wow, this is a difficult, no, I'm just kidding. Okay. You've heard the discussion. We ready for the question? All in favor of us pursuing and offering this position as Director of Schools for MNPS to Dr. Shawn Joseph? Aye. Show of hands. Any opposed? Congratulations, Nashville. You have a new director of schools, almost. We have one we can go talk to. All right, Ms. Pierce.
I would like to make a motion that we give Dr. Sharon Gentry, our chairwoman, the authority to go out and negotiate a contract with Dr. Sean Joseph.
All right, motion is second. All in favor? Any opposed? Don't move.
Wait, do we need discussion? Did
We need
discussion?
to, I'm going to ask for a recess. I don't know how long it's going to take, but do not leave this room, do not leave this building.
Do we need discussion?
Yeah, we skipped discussion.
Oh, okay, you want to discuss it?
I'm sorry. So I know that our timeline is currently set to, to let the contract lay overnight.
No, it's not.
Okay. Okay.
That was not the timeline. The timeline was in case we needed it. Needed
Gotcha.
Saturday,
All right.
we needed
All right.
Sunday, we needed Monday.
All right.
If you don't move, and if he answers the phone, and if we can both be smiling at the end of this discussion, we're done today, okay? Yeah,
Okay.
please don't move. Ask for a recess,
Sorry for the confusion.
15 minutes.